and we can show that the aid is on the border. And if they would bring it to the people, instead of politically engaging, we could help solve some of the hunger, the desperate hunger that is taking place in Gaza.
I don't think actually that the Israeli government cares about the plight of Gazans at all. The reality is, so far, about 70% of Gaza has been completely destroyed. The remaining population have been herded around now into ever smaller pockets of what is remaining there. You've got people like Smotrich, hard-right members of the government, openly talking now about cleansing Gaza of Palestinians, which would be ethnic cleansing. He wants to kick them all out of the country. Then I hear Israelis say, well, he doesn't speak for the government. He's the bloody finance minister. Of course he does. And so you've got people like this saying, well, yeah, we're going to cleanse Gaza of all Palestinians. And then I get people on like yourself, and you come on and you say, no, that's not the plan. No, we just want to help the Gazan people. And the last thing we want to do is kill innocent people and so on. And yet somehow you've managed to kill over 60,000 Palestinians, having lost 1,200 on October the 7th, a horrendous terror attack, which I've condemned from the moment it happened. You've now killed 60,000 plus Palestinians. You've got 20,000 children who've been killed. You've now got starving and emaciated children, images being beamed to the world on an hourly basis, many of whom are now beginning to die literally of hunger. And this is started by a 3-month blockade, deliberate policy of a blockade, starving the innocent Gazans of food and water and aid and other things. And you put it all together, and you now have almost the entire world looking at Israel saying, what on earth are you doing? When are you going to stop this? And yet still, and I say this with respect to you, still people like you will come on, Major Spillman, and you'll say there's nothing to see here. There's nothing that can be reported because you won't allow media to go and investigate this independently. Nothing to see here. We are doing everything by the book. We're the most moral army in the world. And I say that as somebody who supported Israel for many months. As you know, to my personal cost, I was attacked virulently from the other side. But there comes a point when Israel's friends, those who've always supported Israel, have to stand up and say, enough of this carnage. It is getting you nowhere. You're not dismantling Hamas. You're not getting hostages freed. You've got starving kids now dying on a daily basis. Enough. Actually, I'll tell you what I think I'll wake up to in 20 years' time, the way things are going, if no one stops Netanyahu and his far-right government, is we're going to see Palestinians have been removed from Gaza completely. We will see that there has been an ethnic cleansing that happened as the world stood by and watched. And the reason I believe that now is because I'm listening to people like Smotrich, who is one of the most senior members of that government and cannot be as readily dismissed as so many like to on the pro-Israeli side. And you're also seeing what is happening on the ground, where, as you say, 77% of territory has now been destroyed. I mean, literally obliterated. And this is why Israel doesn't want to allow journalists in to see the sheer scale of what has happened, because then it would be apparent to the world what has actually gone on here. And there's only one reason why government like Israel in this kind of situation doesn't want journalists on the ground operating independently, because they know they're doing stuff they don't want the world to see. Because when it suits Israel, when they wanted to take the world's media to see some food trucks the other day, oh, no problem. In you come. When after October the 7th, they wanted the world to see the horrors of the kibbutz, quite rightly, no problem. In you come. But when it comes to journalists every single day, people I know, great, brave war correspondents from CNN, BBC, Reuters and others, when they make all their applications to be allowed to do their job in Gaza, no. But the Israeli government is not allowing independent journalists to do their jobs because they don't want the world to know what they're doing. And that's what's going to happen in 20 years' time. It will turn out, I believe, and I hate the fact that this is almost certainly what's going to happen, there will have been an ethnic cleansing of the Gazans. They will no longer, if this carries on, be in Gaza. And there will be widespread evidence of war crimes, including how did 20,000 children die? Is it true that children were being used as target practice by the IDF? As a British doctor said on British national television 3 days ago, literally used for target practice. Now, I'm sure if we ask the IDF about that, they'll say, we're launching an investigation. We're launching an inquiry. Actually, this doctor sounds like he's pro-Hamas. Actually, blah, 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 blah. The same thing that is said every time, because journalists aren't allowed in to verify either way. And when you block the journalists, you block the truth. But what is going on now is making Israel a global pariah. That is just a fact. It's not me saying it or spinning it or trying to conjure some kind of media narrative that isn't the reality. The world is turning against Israel in a very fast and profound manner, from which it may never recover if it's not careful. And for what? You're not getting the hostages released. No hostages released alive since February. You haven't finished off Hamas, clearly, or you wouldn't still be doing this. You know, children are starving to death. Thousands of civilians have been killed, and many are, I mean, okay, let's say you've killed 60,000, of which a third are combatants. Who knows? Say a third of the Hamas terrorists. That's 40,000 civilians, of which half are children, in a population of 2 million where half are children. Right? None of this strikes anybody now as proportionate at all. It just looks shockingly disproportionate, and it looks like nobody in Israel, in the government, cares.